Yo, what's good, everybody? Happy Friday. Thank goodness it's Friday. Man. Sev, Will, big love, homie. Appreciate you. Thank you for the sub. Central, welcome in. Nano, welcome in. Paul, welcome in. Greetings from sunny Maryland. You say it is sunny with cute little Simpsons clouds on the horizon. Very nice looking day out there today. Javar, welcome in, homie. Try not to choke. Try not to cough in your face. Elimina, so damn glad it's Friday. Yeah, right now it's all about the caffeine. I need the caffeine. Oh, man. Yeah, big prep time for NAB. We're running all over the place right now. Started seeing some news get out about what we're releasing right now and what people can be excited about. It's fun seeing people get all excited. Rest easy, Zen. Welcome in. Welcome back. Oh, Javar, if you need to, like, leave very quickly, then let's just listen to you first. How about that? Perks of being in the family for so long. Being here every week. Sup, vids? Welcome in, Zach. How are you, dude? Lumish. Welcome in, you beautiful person. Becky. Hope you're doing well. Your stuff is sounding fantastic. Fantastic. So good. Oh, it's just relatives. Well, you can make them wait, I'm sure. Just kidding, Javar. All right, let's see what Javar posted. See how many people have already lined up here. Wait, what? 28 new messages. What? Ooh, man. You know, being out sick for a few days, there are so many things I need to catch up on. Oh, wow. You guys have really filled it up today. Okay, we're going to scroll all the way down here. We're going to listen to Javar really quick so he can go pick up his family. And then we're going to go right back up to the top. I saw some good names in there. Nate! My man, thank you so much. 20 months? Come on, man. I love you. You're freaking awesome. Hope you're doing all right over there. Yeah, I saw some other Pure Fam in this list as I was scrolling. I saw Korean Barbecue Dash. That's our man Mario. All right, anyway, let me kill this modular here. We got Ben. We got Nate. We got Mario in the queue. We got Will, who first reached out to me while I was down there in the bay with y'all. There's like a little thing happening. All right, let's check this out. Grab my my little notepad here. Here, we'll use this. Oh wait, did I already do all of those? I think so. All right. Here we go. Away we go.
It was cold this morning, colder than I could remember. The fog was low and heavy over the bay. I could see something in the water, but wasn't sure what. Well, there was actually a lot in that water, but this just somehow didn't belong there. I couldn't quite make out what it was, so I rowed out to get a closer look. The closer I got, the more my curiosity turned into an unease that I just couldn't quite figure out. There was always something new washing up, so this should have been no big deal. But pulling up beside this thing, I knew it just wasn't right. there were limbs of some sort. Not arms or legs, really. More like tentacles. But it was hard to tell, all wrapped up in that seaweed. They're all connected to some sort of mass that wasn't exactly a body. At least I didn't think so. I wanted to leave and forget I ever saw the thing, but I had to know more. I grabbed the boat hook, debating whether or not I wanted to pull it closer. And then it happened. Like the bobber on a fishing line, it just suddenly disappeared below the surface. It didn't just sink, it was grabbed, the wake rocking the boat as it vanished. That was enough for me. I've never rowed so hard in my life. Back on land, I decided it was a good day to just stay home with a glass of rum and a hot fire.
Man, most of the feedback that I have about this one, because I feel like you've really started to hit your stride with these. Um, I think the most stuff I was tuning into was more in the aesthetic of it and how you could make a couple of small subtle changes to really kind of lock all of the mood and the timbre and the environmental soundscape and everything. There's just a couple small things. One is atmosphere. If there was an audible atmosphere that everything was sitting in, right? So think like thin air, right? It's outdoors, this moment, and we've got these um, recorded sounds and music setting the mood um, and the tone, but the reverbs that are being applied feel distinct and separate from one another. So if there was an atmosphere that everything was kind of enveloped in, that was a bit more um, like all enveloping, then I think that this thing really starts to feel complete. You know what I mean? It's so immersive with the storytelling. It's immersive with the tense delivery of like this pensive, subtle music cue, and you've got all of the right things. I think it's really just about gluing the aesthetic at this point, really, um, because any of the decisions um, in regards to instrumentation or overall mix for the most part, they're pretty consistent from one episode to the next so far. So they feel very deliberate, and I feel like we shouldn't really try to push or influence that. Let's just try to like build the glue at this point. I think it's very close. Are you still looking for voice talent, or uh, are you starting to get into the role of storyteller? Nate, big love, homie. Thank you. Illumino's liking this. What's up, Roku? Welcome in. Kevro. I am doing okay. I'm starting to feel better. I'm starting to feel better. I was just starting to get sick last Friday on this stream, and I am just getting better on this stream. So Javar, you should make a modular that can be played on top of my modular. That'd be great. Yeah, well, I don't know if Mario is in the room right now, Nate. I'm going backwards in the chat, if you guys haven't noticed. I'm going back in time right now. But yeah, I saw him in the list. So let's do that. Oh, yeah, I've done a lot of VO. I've done a lot of voiceover. Javar, if you want me to, I can. Right, right, right. Yeah. Well, build a cast. Maybe your podcast becomes a community effort and all of the talent are, the reoccurring characters from within your town there. Build a small community. We don't, I mean, it's not a requirement that all of us actually dwell within a physical locale, is it? I mean, we congregate regularly. We're in touch with each other, perhaps more than our own families. Otherwise, at the very beginning, not through the entirety, like the keys that were going in the background during the bulk of the storytelling were totally fine. In the very beginning, I was thinking just a little bit more hesitation on just a couple of the notes would really add to the moodiness of that intro, I think. Besides the atmosphere, I do think that the reverb that you have on the water, I think it could have a little bit more slapback presence, because if you think about like the lapping of water, there's always that kind of immediate high energy reflection. So it'd be cool to get that. And on those mid-low textures, the more rustly kind of sounds that were in there, they were kind of lurking. If there was a simple overdrive on that, target way up, like 10, 12K, and it'll generate some mid-high accents for you just naturally in it, and then adjust for loudness. The Jafar players. Oh, awesome. Man, I'll tell you what, something as simple as a piano note in just the right space is all the inspiration you need sometimes, right? Oh man, it's so, yeah, it's good. It moves at a really nice pace, dude. Mmm. Yes, Roku. Extra texture play. All right, let's scroll up here. Javar, thank you. All right, looks like Graf. All right, he's saying, here's a more complete version of a song I've been working on for months. Took ages due to singer's house being flooded, then COVID, then general sickness, just a general mix, still lots of refining to do. Okay, here we go. What's up, Blackberry? How you doing, Holmes? What up, Z? Oh, Charlie Rose, yeah, Blackberry. Yeah, a little sound bath on the way out, right? $0.07, welcome in. Happy Friday to you. Doing all right, doing all right. Yeah, Chozilla, this was a bit of a journey, right? All right, Gruff, I'm not sure if you're in the room right now or if you're going to do the VOD on this one. I just have some stuff, man. So much epicness. You went on a freaking journey. It sounds like it was a journey just to get the thing done to this point, and I think it was freaking worth it. There are a few things kind of overall, and then a couple smaller things to kind of drill down to. One, the delivery of everything is freaking great. The drummer's going off. I have no idea how much of this is in the box, but it's all delivered very well. It needs to be put together in the mix a little bit better because not everything is being heard with the clarity and the punch and the power that we know you want it to have. So, the wall of sound. It's a really impressive thing for the guitars. You've got to constrain some of the frequency range that it's covering because it does make it more difficult for other things in the mix, and you got to find the right position for it as well, loudness wise. The vocals are not always clear and sitting fully atop, especially with the whispers. Like the whispers could actually handle some saturation to help it actually gain separation that it's just lacking. But the vocals, the singing and the screaming, they just need a little bit more space from the middle of that mix. So I would try to scoop out more of the stuff that's in the middle and push those things to the side. Try to keep the essentials in the middle so the vocals have a little bit more space to dwell in. It's absolutely deserving. And the drummer, I think that most of the pan position stuff was good, but I do think that it can all kind of come out just a little bit, right? Just imagine if those toms were running more like, well, I was hearing Queensryche in this at several points. Like there was definitely some like commonalities that I was tuning into, like that Jeffrey Tate delivers with. Anyway, so maybe just a little bit more stereo spread or positioning for the drums in general. The backing synth is really in direct competition with those guitars for the most point. So maybe if we can kind of bias the guitars to one side, it's all right to keep a wall, but maybe just keep them a little lower on one side and have the keys sitting over there and try to make a little bit of space with some EQ. A big sound like that can handle a little play. Man, the solos in this, really, really good. The timing in all of this, really, really good. There's just a lot of all full force in a couple of spots, and those are the spots where you hear like the competition and the buildup. So, multi-band compression are probably going to be your friend, and an EQ, and just really honest technical A/B moments with yourself. Like, okay, I'm going to cut another 20 hertz here. Now, what does that sound like? Like, how much can I get away with carving out space for different things? You don't really want to affect the timbre of any of the instruments because they're all pretty much in lock. So it's really just about carving out some space at this point, I think. Yeah, we need to follow this up with some apocalyptic, right? Zaris, Rick, what's up, dude? Welcome in. Yeah. Okay, so everyone is loving this one and thinking that it's fire. So you have high score, Graph. All right, Korean Barbecue Dash. This was, this is a good friend, Mario, lives down in the Bay. Says, hey, so I was teaching sound design classes in San Francisco for a few years and had an in-class assignment where we take a bunch of Foley and random sounds and compose a track with only those elements. I would always participate in this assignment with the students, and it was always so much fun. Here's the most recent one, composed entirely from Foley and a music box sample from freesound.com. If anyone is interested in the samples used for this song, feel free to DM for the pack. Cool. We should also Mario, if you're watching now or tuning in VOD, send in some sounds for the community drive. We've got a drive here. Here, I'll toss the link up here for those who haven't visited for a while. We haven't updated for a while. But there are sounds that are sent in from people in the community, and then we play with them. So here we go. This one's called Rare Candy. Mario, it is good to hear you again. Yeah. Man, hell yeah. Full disclosure, Mario was a Padawan. He took the sound design classes from me at Pure Mind, and well deserving. And he is a freaking beast. He makes some really awesome stuff. So I'm stoked that he's in here. So this is what he transformed. That was lovely. Yeah, early BT. This is fantastic. I am definitely grabbing this. Gotta love free sound. It's a fun community. Yeah, I'm totally using this too. This is absolutely amazing. You know what? We'll make some intro music out of that or something. And Dremia. I've made a couple of songs with Foley. Samples are fun. Okay, Nano. Mario, I ain't got nothing for you except for it was really nice, man. That was really nice. And the textures, used a great sample. It's good to have you back in the mix. Speaking of Pirafam, Ben is Nanowires here in the chat. And Nate was just here. All right, so we've got... yeah, we can do this. We can do this. All right. Copy of AO, get clapped. Version 2. I will probably have to download this. Yeah, I think so. Hang tight just 1 second. Google always has that pause and reminds you that the file's too large to scan for viruses. It's always a process. All right, here we go. This is Ben. Oh, there it is. There it is. All right. Paul kind of nails it when he says surround. And I would say, in full agreement there, I want this crawling up and around and in between the little bits of my spine, the same way it is my brain. Love it. I love the dark lurk vibe, but I want like a fully immersive space, something that can be like sucked out of into this wonky, wild world of dry, comb, metallic mind control. That's what I want. I want like some kind of transformative transition there. This is good, man. This is good. Nice kit and delays on the kit. I think that if you had like a dub hat of some kind running through this, it might be a nice continuity thread. Otherwise, I don't really feel like it's missing much. I think that I can hear spoken word over the top. I can hear rapping. I can hear like some really, yeah, just some really interesting spoken word stuff mostly. I think it would be freaking insane. Really nice comb, perfect feedback, resonance is on point. It feels very comfortable and natural, all of your stopping points. So nailed it. And all that said, and I have no idea what the next one is. I do want more of this from you. The last few dark and wonky things you've brought have been pretty mind melting. So anyway, you know what's in you. I want more. Yeah, I don't have much for you on the mix. There is the one kind of digital, high-end, somewhat squelchy at times. You might want to put a cap on that, like maybe 10K, 24 dB per octave. Gentle, not too aggressive, just that one sound. It might also be kind of cool. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it would also be kind of cool to have kind of a chunky vinyl dust kind of a thing that could run in a couple of spots, like that really sounded rotary. You know what I mean? Lost Crooked King, welcome in. Clipper, welcome in. Happy Friday to you guys. Anyway, a couple of ideas for you, homie. Well, I'm always going to say it. All right. Thank you, Ben. Okay, so this is the Mao. I'm just going to download. Yeah, okay, so it's good. The sound design is good. I think you've got this to the point where it's super tight. The timing, the transitions, they're good. It's tighter. It isn't like disorienting. I think Will's right on the drums, and I think that it needs a little more space and play because the overall delivery is dry. Like now that all of the mechanical stuff is sorted, I still think you can benefit from some kind of continuous thread. Not sure if that is, a vocal thing or a synth thing or a sample thing or what, but something to kind of help root the listener in time. Not that the time is super disorienting or like hard jumps anymore, just more so they can have a point of context that they can compare all of these changes against. I think that it would make all of it much more impressive and give it a bit more flow. I think the timing around like 2:39 is so good, and if you could kind of crystallize that moment with like some kind of freeze or shimmer verb for just a moment in a really cool way, I think that that would be the moment. And I also think that in a way, now where you've gotten this thing to, I think it kind of becomes more about layers. Like, what can you do with and to the different layers that you have running through this thing? What happens if you put a really big delay feedback swell into the middle of one of these spots, right? That takes like a whole minute to sort itself out in the mix. You know what I mean? Like maybe the burst isn't actually all that long, but it's just like the floatiness of the tails and all of that stuff that happens to the mix along the way. I think that there could be, not like full on dub tech, but there could be some kind of stuff borrowed from the dubby trancy side of things for something like this, I think, and it would probably kind of play well over the top. Some cause and effect stuff would be kind of cool, or call and response kind of stuff. So yeah, just overall more space, less overt loudness, and more play. So like instead of maintaining this peak loudness, coming up to that peak loudness and going back down in different areas, and just get a little more movement and swells and play, 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 play. Lost Crooked King. There are those of us in the room that have been making stuff since before the internet. Yeah. Feedback swells, filter mods, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, just really, I think it's about play at this point, really. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, cool. I am going to all right. I'm going to close the queue here so we have time to get through everyone who is in it. Okay, Scruffy Rico. And Ben, I hope that helps. I hope the feedback from everyone helps. See what our man Scruffy Rico is up to. So Merits, welcome. Thank you, rather. I've already welcomed you today, but thank you. Appreciate it. This one is a space opera from Scruffy Rico. Toward Centaurus. Original mix. Let's roll. All good. A year's Merits. It feels like you've been here since the very beginning. I'm going to move this over here. format this. There we go. Scruffy's taking us through a space flight today. This is nice. Yo, Scruffy. Welcome in, homie. Scruffy, this is really, really nice. This is a nice track. I feel like if we were to get the kick sorted and those strings tamed just a bit, this could, like, if you told me this was a mid 90s endeavor, I would buy it. This was, it really, really fits a certain vibe. Um, you did this over a couple of nights, uploaded and forgot about it. Create and release, create and release. Oh man, Zev wants to mix it. Oh, don't let that stop you. It's an Ableton. So what? Bounce that shit to audio. There you go. More collabs. More collabs. Um, Really, there's just a couple of mixed things. And me being me, I think that if there was just like two LFOs tossed into the mix here, both both slow movers, and both being assigned to make very subtle long form adjustments to main modulators on your synths, the ones that are controlling the filter, the swells. I think that if there was just a little bit of deviation here and there, that it introduces a little bit more of that unpredictable magic, right? Which just opens it all up for those happy accidents, and I think it's really ripe for that. It's got all of the right things for that. I think that the kick does get buried at times. I think it could come down a couple of steps. I think Will is right on that, and I think that you know, well, you can make it louder a few different ways. I personally would saturate it just a little bit, just to help it stick out above or cut through it, towards the like 5 minute mark to 6 minute mark, where everything is kind of reaching this kind of high energy like fullness, I guess. It's tough to hear it all of the time as well as we were hearing it before. So that's the big one for me. And then just small little modulators, modulating those modulators. Oh, it didn't get a mix down. You just made it and uploaded it, quite literally. It's awesome. If it's unmixed, it's awesome. Keep it. Gebro brought us Atlantis today. Ooh. Oh, and Scruff, I saw your invite earlier. All right, this is Atlantis from Gabriel. Let's see what Gabriel's up to. Okay, there's a couple of things. The whoosh hits, I think there's in here. I think that more volume automation, like more dramatic concave curves to make them whoosh at the very last second. I think that's really the only thing that's missing in this, as far as like what we've come to expect from the secret sauce of Gebro. Also, the swoosh hits in the very beginning, before the full mix comes in. It'd be cool if maybe the second hit on each one was lower, so it felt a little bit more tense instead of aggressive. Like that first one is like bam, and then if there was that second one, it's like ooh, right? Um, the heartbeat action, people love that shit. Uh, volume automation. Okay, so the only other thing, mixing wise, I think on this would maybe just be subtle modulation variations for the series of whoosh hits that come around 1 minute. The whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. So very subtle, different cutoff points, right? Some of them being a little bit more bright and open than others, and you could kind of time those with the intensity of the music, and then maybe a couple that have like a little to them or something, right? Just a little stutter, a little gate, a little tremolo wiggle or something. I think it would feel good. You could also even play with saturating in the middle of some of those. What's up, Andremia and Party of Five? Welcome in to all of you, great people. And Evans the Bard is with you. Hello, hello, Robo Raid. Y'all are great. Hopefully things went well for you over there. Nanu, nanu. All right, Uncle Chrome is up next. Gebro, that was amazing, by the way. Everything you make is amazing. Oh, what is this? Tamed. This is Uncle Chrome getting hardware back in the mix. Novation Peak hardware with Arturia CMA Fairlight. Let's see. I'm going to download this. It's not very often we get just audio from Paul. To catch a VCV with Chris Gear. Paul, that was awesome, dude. I love hearing the Fairlight in there. That's just good. Yeah, what would this sound like if you had eaten the gummies? All right, this next one up is Rest Easy Zen. We don't give Uncle Chrome feedback, by the way. So in case you're thinking I'm just like forgetting to speak here, it's actually just intentional. Everything Chrome makes is awesome. They're wild creatures. We do not touch them when we find them.
Okay, Jimmy. I've really been thinking about you lately, and I don't know what to do. Call me when you get back, okay?
Could've had it one way, but you chose to fuck it up. And I don't know what is up with you, but babe, it's gonna be okay. But please get out my way. Yeah, I want you forever, I'ma need my space. Yeah, I need my space. Looking at these niggas eating off my plate. Niggas gonna envy me, there's no debate. Till I fade away.
Oh man, this one is not only great, Rest Easy Zen, but it is almost there. It is almost there. A little less loudness on that bass. Bring those samples up a little bit more so they can sit on top of the mix. This thing starts to feel a little bit different almost immediately, I bet. And you might find the sweet spot by just sitting there and listening and just slowly bringing the bass down. And seeing like where it comes to rest naturally for you. But it's close. It's close. It's such a minimal mix. You're not really going to have to do much. Oh, dude, sax would be butter. Oh, man. But you need to include candles with every album sold, so... Man. Yeah, really. This is some tasty stuff right here. Yeah, candles. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you missed it. Well, you can hear our reaction to it. We thought that it was very lovely. We're thinking some sacks over the top would be good, but then we realized that you would have to include candles with every copy sold. So, with every copy, yes, yes. Oh, candles and lube. Oh, wine, candles, a small little package of love. So anyway, base down a little. Watch the subs on that. If there's much happening below 60, shave a little off. Don't leave anything around 30 down there. It's not what you need in this. It's gonna wreck the mix on systems that have subs up at a fairly decent level, because there's gonna be too much rumble for those quieter samples, and you just don't need it, because you just don't need to change a heartbeat in this one. So mellow that out a little bit under 60, bring it down a few, bring those samples up more. You're just about there. Nano says, you can't release this. The opioid epidemic is bad enough already. Shumi, welcome in. Appreciate you. ML Rent, welcome in. Hope you're all doing well this fine Friday. Let's move on. Illumina is next. Zen, it was really nice. It was very good. Half heavy, half calm and chill, says Illumina. Post introspection, it's a preview. Let's put it in our ears and see what happens. You know it's going to be good. This art, by the way, is incredible. Yo, Shumi, first timer. Welcome in. Be gentle, everyone. Sorry, I don't mean to stop it right in the middle of the best part, but we're about to drop, and I want to bring that volume down just a little bit. Oh man, hold on a second. Let's go through here again. Man, sorry for the short pause here, but we're gonna go right here. Oh, man. Whoa. I will hit it, eliminate. All right, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna hit that other drop really quick. All right. Dude, you're brilliant. You know I think this. We've got some high frequencies that could be tamed, some loudness just in general that I think should come down, just to kind of increase those peaks. Like I'd bring the whole thing down, leave a couple of those peaks exactly where they are, and then have the valley floor here and a couple of spots come down. This part right here that we just went back and listened to is fairly minimal, but it's got some of the highest peaks in the whole song. So I'm kind of wondering what sub-levels are like there. It felt right. There's so many good things here. There's so many good things here. Dude, the resonance that you're playing with at 347, the textures that you're playing with at like 140, 143, it's just always a pleasure. No, you did not fail, actually. Part of it is just the loudness. Part of it is just the loudness because we have certain pain points that are just, they're hard lines in the sand. That's all there is to it. We can't change that about us. So you just got to quell some of that stuff up there, and some of it just never should get to that point, and it's just there because of that loudness push. So I would really encourage you to go through and like meticulously get the loudness where you want it through saturation almost entirely, almost none of it through compression. Like I understand that there's a great deal of compression involved in the sound design and the like isolation of sounds and whatnot. That aside though, in the actual mix down of all of this, I would personally try to avoid a lot of the loudness through compression, simply because it's bringing a certain amount of pressure on the ears, those pain points up high, and you would probably have more of this crystal clear kind of impossibly well-defined result if it was almost entirely through saturation instead. So this is one heck of a track yet again. Yes, as Central says, that one is sick. Cool as fuck sound design. Oh yeah, absolutely. It's hard to control when you're warping stuff so much. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Evans the Bard. Take care, homie. We'll catch up soon. Have a good weekend. Yeah, I'm a big fan of less is more with EQ and compression. Y'all know this. Phosphor Visual is in the house. Phos, what is up? How are you? How's Tendril? How are things? Alumna, you are welcome. Thanks for pleasing the ear holes yet again. Appreciate you, homie. Central, speaking of Central, Central's right here. Let's do this. Da, 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 da. Not sure if demo reels are accepted, so play MP3. If not, lol. No, we can absolutely listen to this. I have no idea what this other one is, but we might dip into both. Let's see. See what this demo is.
You like jazz?
It is! Grab that cash! Watch out for that hooker. Seriously. Still rob the bank. All right, Central, you have just confirmed what most of us have been thinking for quite some time. This man is wickedly talented, and there's probably no end to it. Really good stuff, dude. Thank you. That was a freaking journey. And I would wholly endorse a collab with Loomish there. Man, we should, I almost feel like we're getting to the point with some people's growth in this community and willingness to play with others that we should almost have like some kind of like Wheel of Fortune thing where we just put everyone's name up on a big old spinner and we spin the thing a couple of times and whoever it lands on, they're making something. Would that be awesome? Or maybe they're starting the next thing. Maybe we just need to start this. Should we have some kind of a sample flip track creation ongoing thread in our Discord, perhaps? What about, let's think about this. Okay, I know that I would do crazy, brilliant, mad science, wonderful things to this. And I know Zamertz would, and I know Will would, and I know Loomish would, and I know Elimina would, and I know Nano would. I'm sure Central would. Zaris definitely would. Javar would. I know Paul would. You know, I think everyone here would probably make some fire with this thing, so maybe we just need to figure out the best way. Ooh, okay, an idea is forming. Okay, here we go. Pause for Gazelle. Thank you, Loomish. Elimina, welcome. Before I forget, if you're currently subbed to the channel, go grab your free sound pack. It is 257 dialogue samples, pristinely chopped and cleaned by yours truly from the cult classic movie Reefer Madness. And there's a bunch of really good quotes in there, some of them that you may not have heard in any other sample packs before. So go grab it. It is free. And the community challenge, the rules say whatever you're inspired to make with those samples, you can come back and submit it in the community challenge and you get another free sound pack. So make it happen. All right, so we've got to figure this out. I think I've just had a little brainstorm. What if we build a little channel and this channel is sort of like wow, I am absolutely spacing the name. I'm on their daily code repository. Somebody help me out here. Why am I? Don't you love brain farts? Code repository where we all share our code and drop bug reports and anyway. Okay, so what we do is we start threads, right? So we've got like a 1.1 remix and a 2.3 remix of this one thing. So we get like a channel dedicated to something that started at one specific place and time, and then all of us just kind of have this opportunity to download and remix and add to and take away from. Oh man, that would be so good. Sappository. GitHub, thank you, Phosphor, thank you. That's like forgetting Facebook or SoundCloud or something. Right? Right, Zev? All right, everyone's in. We're going to think of a really fun way to make this happen. But inevitably, this would lead to us forming some form of streaming station or playlists on Spotify or something, right? Like there's got to be an outlet for all of this stuff because we would have to be able to listen to it in a sensible way. We'll figure all this out. All right, we're moving on. Central, the only nitpicky stuff that I had for any of that stuff is just loudness based, really. I really like so much of what I was hearing. So many good ideas. You are obviously very good at getting inspired and chasing it. This one is from Zev. Yeah, I got that. All right, next one is from Zev, who's been on fire lately. And he got sick. He was quarantined. And then he got busy. This one's called Land's End Draft V3. I'm just going right to the SoundCloud this time. Gemini. Central, I believe it. That is the problem of our time. Stay in your lane. Keep doing your thing. You're doing it right. It's a little loud. Hell yeah. Love me my acid. Roger, roger. That astronaut is high. A lot of good less is more in this, homie. Man, look at all these nice comments here. Everybody loves this vibe. This is why less is more is so powerful. Man. In the hands of a ninja? Game over. This bass. This bass. Come on, man. This is great. People are gonna freaking love this one, dude. They will demand this twice in a set. They will. This is gonna hit. And just imagine what that bass, those swells are gonna feel like. Want a big system? Big love, homie. All right, we already got this one from Javar. This next one is up from Lumesh, called Reflex.
Stakes, big time player, flop. Stakes, big time. Stakes, big time player, time. Take a stakes, time, face flop. Face flop. Take a stakes, big time player, time. Bigs, high stakes, big time player. Take a bigs, high stakes. Take a time. Take a bigs, high stakes. Take a.
Just don't change it. Just don't change it. It was good, man. It was really good. Don't change this one, okay? Some good stuff. Man, I'll tell you what. Fridays. You know? Fridays. Days like today, people are bringing these super tight mixes. It's like, man, there's really nothing technical to throw at this. I didn't even bother reading Zev's. You guys are bringing such heat. It is a good day. It is a good day, Zeep. And speaking of Zeep, you are up. the hats kind of stick out a couple of times in the mix. Just kind of byproduct of stuff being really busy and then dropping out and coming back and then being there. So if they were moving as well, I think it would feel a little more natural. So I would put a slow filter mod on them, add a little movement, interest, especially before that first drop. 238, that perk that you've got in there, that's kind of hitting on the offs for the snare. I'd say change that up over time and play with it because it's a really interesting texture. And you don't have the full groove like Rick was saying with the added fifths at that point. So it could add a certain kind of groove interest that I feel is, it's not lacking. It's just something that I'm desiring, I think, at that point. So just something else for the listener to kind of listen to or tune into and have some fun with. I personally would probably combine a few different things and let them kind of commingle in like slightly offset timings. So saturation, filter, and even a delay on that, I think would be kind of fun to play with. Just tiny little bursts of some delay, just like a quick little knob turn every once in a while, right? And the fairly decent amount of feedback at the peak, right? So there's like just these tiny little tendrils that shoot out, that kind of thing. Anyway, nice envelope play on that synth. I think the same exact satisfying result that you get from that is what you could get from the hats and that perk, just kind of some long form play. And just the name Deep State and the static single note here at the end, I kind of want it to go up and down a note every once in a while, you know? Do, 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 do. Zaf, take care. Yeah, it is a fun track. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Next up is Rick. Zaris in the chat. Viper74 here in the Discord. This is a little teaser from Tesseract 2, which just came out. That's a Ghost Hack release. Let's just grab this really quick. As y'all know, Rick makes epic stuff. Not just for the Ghost Hack label, but predominantly in recent times. Bubble Miles, thank you. Welcome in. Happy Friday. Let's listen. This is a little tease from the second installment in the Tesseract series from Zaris. It's called Beyond the Desert. Nice transition, right? Dude, Rick, freaking lovely as always. Everybody go check it out. Tesseract 2. Rick, feel free to spam the chat with links. It's over on Ghost Hack. It's the second installment. They're massive libraries. Massive libraries. And Rick is an absolute genius and friend of the community. We should have you on the show again soon, dude. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. Zamertz, you are up next. He says, been working on this. My tracks these days are getting shorter. Still early with this. All right, let's see what you are up to today. This one is called Distant Star. All right. That was great. That was great. Another really, really, really solid palette, dude. These two synths just playing off of each other. Very simple. And then this little oddity formant synth comes in, which I think could be orbital, right? Like given this distant star idea, like maybe it could be kind of moving around a little bit. I was feeling like either that or maybe have the pad move back and over just a little bit when that comes in, so there isn't quite as much toward the center. Something like that. One of those two things. And I also think that a little bit of play on the bass on the main envelope would be good. And then just something kind of twisting. Saturation wise, being applied to that bass at just the right moment would be awesome. And maybe it happens like right before the little oddity synth comes in or something. It'd be nice, man. Yeah, a little bit of movement. Yeah, Scruffy Rico, he's digging it. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Zach, Rick, everyone's digging this. Yep. Yep. Little bass release. We are all on the same page yet again. Zamertz, thank you. Always bring some lovely heat. Laws is up next. This one's called Messed Up. You guys are really bringing it today. And I was sick earlier in the week. Let's just push through and get all these. Let's get them all today. Let's just keep going.
Asking myself why we messed up, why we caught up in this lie. What you thought about the excess of my cruelly broken heart. You shouldn't break your promise. Can't you see we have gone too far? I don't wanna solve your problems, 'cause now I'm running out of time. I hear the sound in the ocean. It'll call me from the bottom. I hear it shout, very emotional. I feel the power of the ocean. I hear the sound. I hear the sound in the ocean. It'll call me from the bottom. I hear it shout.
What are y'all thinking about this one here?
I feel the power of the ocean. I hear the sound.
Oh! Not expecting the outro grind. Okay, low end on those guitars could be EQ'd a little bit more. Really unexpected outro grind, pretty cool. Love those little hard stops. 107, I think the synths are a great mix of, not if, but of, tones and textures. But I think they can move around and evolve a bit over time, so they're not quite as in a static position. Just for added interest and, keep the people engaged. At 130, things get really busy very quickly when those strings come in. It happens again when the strings come in at 237, which is really indicative of them just not being in the mix quite the right way yet. They need to be EQ'd a bit more. I would personally go through the entire mix on this one, toss an EQ on everything as the very first plugin, just take a look at the spectrum in play on each sound and make sure that you're providing space for each sound in He says, not much I can do with the mix because everything is master channel samples assembled together, but would like some feedback on the mastering. Okay. Let's go to the SoundCloud for this one.
Was, is, will be, I sign. Was, is that. With, we, is regarding, you must, above, water, this, yet, on, must, liquid, recognize, the, winter flower, perfect. Accuse that prove her disintegrated. Suffer, but imaginative wash I. Yet innocent lack time. But imaginative wash I. Yet innocent lack time. May we recognize crisis here. My window participate. Cry lighter. I mean the will you accuse. Plan but around nature for a long time behind drum but without light and onto nature shields admit will capture lack must for my read may we solve nor hideous sweat on might yet manage what unhinged musterless will less hope adopt this plane our imaginative can will I know your frail flesh foolish names undistracted the shrink essential what I receive in puzzled song puzzled
Yes.
song puzzled odd will loud fragile disagree exhausted shiny will figure there tender what I collect wild yet innocent lack time may we recognize could dish my lack yet innocent and lack time must will yet
Oh, Foss. Dude, way to peace out on that one. This is great. It is so good to hear you. In regards to the master, is your dynamic stuff a multi-band? Because if so, I think I would adjust the sub-channel a little bit and make the ratio a little higher. So it's actually bringing down some of those sub peaks a little bit more. Because I think that it doesn't need to be quite as loud in a couple of spots. The rest of it, by and large, is really super tight. Sorry, I'm just reading this ongoing thread from Andremia. It's awesome. Everyone loves this, I think. Roku is at home. Zaris enjoyed it. Andremia, I think, is communicating with Tendril. This is just good. This is just good. Have you listened to this on a big system yet? In regards to like the high frequency stuff, I don't think anything is like crossing any thresholds. It all felt pretty darn good. Movement in there felt good. I think vocal balance was good. I think most of it for me is just the bottom end control. Nothing is separated. Everything is on one channel. Now only my Yamaha HS8s and some headphones and earbuds. Yeah, I would probably run this through a multiband as part of the master bounce on this one, honestly, and treat your bands a little bit differently. I would add a tighter compression on the low end and contain it just a little bit more, and then kind of accentuate the mids, because I think you'll get the top of the juiciest parts of that bass texture in there, and you'll get all of the lowest bits from all of the little tendril mayhem up top, and it'll help the vocals pop just a tiny bit more. Zars is on the HS8s as well. Yeah, mad fun as always, says Paul. He is absolutely correct. Dude, this is so good. When do you expect the new EPs to be ready? Indremia, you are next, and it has been a minute. As you can see, we're running a little over today because I want to listen to all of these. Let's check this. No Name Violin. Oh, Roku, I forgot. Roku wants me to tease something. We'll do that right after this. Oh, nice, Voss. Yo, first of the year. It's been a minute. Welcome, man. All right. Zars has some critical feedback on this one. More cowbell on those violins, please. All right. I guess I'm checking out more Audio Mac. We got Lute up next. Need a second verse in the vocals for more variation, is what he's saying. Let's check this. Let's see if we agree. It's called Rockhound.
What time is it? What time? What time is it? Yeah, yeah. What time? Hey, yeah.
Oh, Roku!
What time? Oh, I'm burning up. Think about your touch. It's our time. What time is it? Kisses on my neck. Shifts down my spine. It's our time. What time is it? Oh, the love you bring brings out the notes I'm singing. It's love time. What time is it? Ooh, you know it's hot, and we just don't stop. It's love time. What time is it? It's love time. What time is it? Yeah, yeah. It's love. What time is it? What time? It's love time. What time is it? Yeah. What time is it? What time? What time is it? What time? Hey, yeah. What time is it? What time? What time is it? Yeah, yeah. Oh, I'm burning up. Think about your touch. It's our time. What time is it? Kisses on my neck. Shifts down my spine. It's our time. What time is it? Oh, the love you bring brings out the notes I'm singing. It's love time. What time is it? Ooh, you know it's hot, and we just don't stop. It's love time. What time is it?
All right. This is some good funk. It's some solid funk. It's good stuff. I think that there are just a couple small things. The bass, not 100% clear in the mix all of the time, and it is such a driving force with funk that you really want it to be, so maybe just overdrive on it. Really simple. Don't add any actual distortion. Just warm it up a little bit. Wiggle the little waveforms in the air. Honestly, this is a jam. I'm not sure that I want to like touch much of the mix because it has kind of an old school raw quality about it. But second the verse, yeah. Second the feelings on second verse. Tube compressor might work on it, yeah. It'll leave the highs intact, which is nice. Like anything added, any crunchiness being added there, it'll kind of preserve that. There are a couple of things that could kind of help sweeten it up processing wise. Saturation mostly, but nothing destructive or grungy. It's all mostly just kind of polish and shine type stuff. But like I said, I kind of like this kind of the old school raw appeal of the sound of this. Yeah, dial in that bass. Dial in that bass. This is good. This is good. Yo, Cody Modi, welcome in. Zars likes it. If Zars likes it, it's cool. All right, let's get this.
The Customer Journey Builder is chock full of features that allows you to work your magic.
Indremia, did I read your feedback? I don't think I wrote any feedback. I just liked it. Sorry to stop the music so suddenly, but I just saw Indremia's comment. Wait, did I miss my feedback? No, I think that you are one of the people that I just didn't give feedback to because I like it. Perhaps because I haven't heard you for a while, like something new, or perhaps it was just good. I think it was just good, homie. I didn't write anything. No, that happens. And it's happened several times today. You guys have brought in some really good mixes today. Seriously. I know, I didn't write anything. And now you're yelling at me. Damn it. Shut up, it's good. Don't forget the cowbell, Paul. There was a mention of cowbells. This is where the cowbell comes in. Meow. What's happening? What's up, African kitty? Man, we're gonna have to have a separate entrance for Fridays soon. Let the first people, like the first 20 people in the door. Oh, hey, rude. Come on. Come on. We're like talking here, YouTube. Come on. Like I was saying, we're gonna have to like start letting like the first 20 people in the door, and then we'll let the rest of the folks that show up after that into the gallery where they just like watch in awe, so we can actually get to everyone. Some good stuff. All right, Bubbles. I think the knocks prior to the full mix coming in, I think they need a little drive on them. I think they're a little quiet. I know it's intentional, but they could have a little sizzle. 108, little variation on that riff would be fantastic. Just some subtle granular delay or reversals or something like that would really fit the aesthetic. You really wouldn't have to build anything new. Also, some soft noise swells and some kind of atmospheric elements would go a really long way in this. There's so much heavy, slow-moving low end that just a little bit of that stuff thrown to the listener would be really kind of opening, enveloping. Yeah, Cody Muddy, it is closed. Did you add one? We will get you early next time around. I think we've still got one here from Shumi, and then we're gonna wrap it because we were gonna call this quits like almost half an hour ago. But hey, if we scroll up in the chat a little bit, you'll see a mention from Roku. He and Scruffy Rico have started a charity fundraiser named the Liberty Project. They're aiming to create an album that will grow over time with tracks being added to it, a perpetual growing album of which all the royalties and income will be collected by Horus Music UK, which is a publisher specialized in charity donations and send the funds directly to save the children in Ukraine to help out those in dire need. For anyone who is interested in contributing a piece of music in their own way, aimed at the cause, all genres are welcome. Contact info@thelibertyproject.online. You can join the Discord. Discord link is right there in his comment. Roku, you can spam that as many times as you like here in the chat during the streams. You can spam it on the Discord. Totally fine with it. Everyone who kicks in, we appreciate it. Rick is asking Chris, what mic are you using? Anyone care to guess what mic this might be? Any mic aficionados out there willing to take a stab at this one? Something tells me it's not going to be guessed. It is not the SM7. It is not. Would you believe that these creamy vocals are coming through a Rode Podcaster? Ooh, Zaris NT series. There you go. It was close. It was close. It was close. You are very close. I believe I still have one of those in a box right back there on one of those shelves. But this is not even XLR. This is run through a USB, homie. And not even that. It's running through a hub that I started using 15 years ago, 18 years ago. Huh? Like that? Yeah, I like XLR too. Streaming though, man, you take as many pieces out of the equation as possible and you bump into way less issues. Showing my age. Well, I do have much more recent hubs sitting here. I've got one that was just made, in fact. But I do use this really old school Belkin. You see that? Roku's like, USB audio equipment on a hub is blasphemy! And he's yelling at the top of his lungs. Look at what we're doing to him over there. Oh, that's hilarious. Who uses USB in 2022? Oh, wait, yeah, everyone. Yeah, that's right. All right, let's listen to this one from Shumi. Shumi is saying, hi, I don't know if people tolerate chiptune-ish video game music here, so I'm kind of nervous. Shumi doesn't know us yet. We love video game stuff here. In fact, a lot of us produce video game stuff here. But yeah, looking for some hard and honest constructive criticism because that's not really something I get very often. Well, it's all you're really going to get here unless your stuff is sounding perfect to us in the moment. And the odds of that happening right out the gates, we're about to find out. This one's called Halt. I'm going to listen to part of this again. All right. So I think there's a couple things going on here. Playing Mario after 14 beers. A chorus of eyes at the end there, right? All right, this is cool. I think that if you're going to go big in a mix like this, wow, look at me, in a mix like this, consider balancing the low end with the highs to really fill the spectrum. Some of those thinner pulse waves could be mixed with some sawtooth for a little more fullness, like at the point of origin from the oscillator. What synth are you using to create these sounds? Just out of curiosity. Because there's lots of things that you can do at the point of synthesis with this kind of stuff. You really don't need to like rely upon a lot of mixing maneuvers or anything. Fancy processing, anything like that. That said, I would try to create more separation between the 8-bit synths that you're playing with and the bigger instruments, the drums and everything. I feel like they could be pulled back a little bit. You can use a little bit more of the stereo spectrum on those, and then try and keep your 8-bit stuff a bit more tight in the middle, so it retains kind of the focal point energy for the listener. Oh, you're using Magical 8-bit. Okay. Yeah. Do you have Massive or any wavetable synth? I just say Massive because it's so good with all of these things. There's a couple of parameters that you can play with inside of Massive specifically that are really great for this kind of stuff. Because Magical 8-bit, correct me if I'm wrong, but you don't really get to blend waves very much with that. Is that correct? Am I remembering that correctly? You kind of pick one wave at a time. I'm trying to remember, but I think that's correct. Anyway, some of the sounds in here, I think you could really benefit from having a little square saw mix in the sound. So the MIDI that you've laid down for all of this, it'd be cool if maybe one or two of them you were to swap out with a different synth, not just the Magical 8-bit, just so you can take advantage of some of the onboard controls that are provided. Just for change. The reason why I say that is because once you start bringing in all of these other instruments, the mix gets full and the synths start to blend together pretty easily, which is one of the biggest pitfalls of using just pure waves and keeping them really close in a mix. Allows note bending. Yeah, I'm just not sure that it allows for more than one waveform to be played at once. Anyway, it doesn't matter because any synth can do this. So here's what I would recommend. It's just play. Take some of those MIDI clips and bring them down to new tracks. Open up a synth, set its oscillator to a like if it's a wavetable, even better because you could set it partway between a square and a saw and play back that same exact thing that was being played through just a square wave from Magic 8-bit and see what kind of difference you hear. And then audition that against the rest of the mix and see if that small amount of variety in timbre is enough to create more separation between the individual instruments at play. That's really what we're seeking here, is to find a little bit more separation between the individual sounds. That's all. Saturation on one, a second waveform on another. It's really all you need to start creating that separation. And that's it. That's it. Like I said, make some adjustments with the other instruments in the mix, and try and retain the kind of focal energy on the 8-bit stuff. That's it. Feel free to bring it back for more too, after you make some changes. Y'all, I got a boogie because NAB is happening, and there's just a lot to get done, and we are making some massive game-changing announcements. Thank you, Shumi. I'm glad that you brought stuff by. Welcome to the community. Again, if you have decided to sub today, don't forget to link your Twitch account with your Discord account. Go and grab the free sound pack waiting for you in the subscriber rewards channel over on the Discord. This month's free sound pack is 257 new dialogue samples from Reefer Madness, chopped and cleaned by yours truly. At the end of each month, we listen to all of the submissions that people bring to the community. Whatever they're inspired to make with the free sound pack is what they're submitting, and it earns them another free sound pack. And you can do this too. All you have to do is sub, and you still have another week to get that done, because we're going to do our listening party. I think it's a week from Monday, I believe. Don't forget, Roku and Scruffy Rico have also started a charity fund named the Liberty Project, creating an endless album, a never-ending album effort to help children in great need in the war in Ukraine. Please click on those links, join the Discord, send them a message, let them know that you're interested in helping, collaborating, all that good stuff. Anybody that was missed in the queue, we'll circle back and get you next time around. Now is the time when you get to tell me where you want to go next, because I am about to refresh my browser over here and see where we can go. Let's go raid someone. Who's still here? How many people do we have? Oh, only 15. I have not been looking at how many people are here since we made the switch to OBS. So I'm always kind of surprised at the end. All right, where shall we go? Where shall we go? Let's see who's rating or who's streaming right now. Oh, well, Little Bad Snacks is playing. Hey, let's go say hi. Us Portland folks have to stick together. So we're going to go say hi to her. Looks like she might be doing a little bit of listening party as well today. I appreciate you guys. Have a fantastic weekend. Stay inspired, stay healthy, stay safe. I will see you again on Monday. We'll make beautiful things. NAB will be happening. There will be more fun and exciting announcements. I appreciate you guys. Y'all take care. Big love. Peace out.
With your party of 16, welcome to our server versus server feedback Friday hour. So anyway, yeah, I think I don't want to dissuade you guys from committing to this drum pattern. I think in general, like, it works, but I think it was the one part that I wasn't like super stoked about. I think kind of the rest of it, I was like, yeah, you know, hold on, like, let's just take a little listen back, especially because we have the raid. Like, imagine if this was like a D'Angelo style 6/8, you know? You're gonna be the future. Like, I would say references are either, you know, D'Angelo, like Questlove style 6/8 grooves, or Nick Hakim style 6/8 grooves, or We Are King 6/8 grooves. I think reference, because I just feel like, not to be inappropriate with you guys, I know that this is a family friendly stream, but I think it could be way sexier. Just saying. I'm just saying. I know some of